Welcome to the Digital Writing Studio tutorial on creating an audio essay or podcast. For this tutorial, we'll be using an application called Audacity. This is a free professional audio editor that works on Windows, Linux, or Mac. Today I'm going to show you how to use some tools in Audacity to create an audio essay or podcast. Now the first steps for this kind of work don't involve any software at all. You'll just be finalizing your script, maybe practicing it a few times to make sure that you've ironed out all the kinks. Then you're going to need to choose how you want to record your audio. Audacity can record audio directly from something like a webcam or a microphone. Or you can also use your phone and any number of freely available audio recording apps. Once you get the file transferred over, you'll be able to import it into Audacity. In order to record audio straight into Audacity, you simply hit this record button. You want to make sure that your proper microphone is selected here. If you have a webcam, it should show up in there. And you just hit the record button. If you want to pause recording, you can hit this pause button here. And then we can unpause to continue recording. And when you're finished recording, you can hit the stop button. Stop is kind of the final button, so use pause if you're just going to take a break. Stop when you're done. After you've recorded some audio, you can actually see it showing up here. These are your sound levels, how loud your voice is. And when you're recording, it's a really good idea to leave spaces like this. These are transitions. Now, transitions are really common in audio and podcasting because it can get kind of boring to just listen to someone drone on for a really long time. And you also want to be able to add some additional media like music into it. You can also think of these little spaces like paragraphs in a regular essay. It's a mechanism that helps us break up information. Once you're done recording, you want to hit the stop button. And if you've already recorded this file, you don't need to worry about any of this. You can simply go to File, Import Audio. That's going to let you import something that you pre-recorded. Here's my audio essay here. I'm just going to go ahead and open that up. Let's say you record something once and it's a mistake, you don't want it anymore, you can just hit that X, it goes away. This is my very brief audio essay. You can see that I've left some room open here and here for transition pieces. Now this isn't an entire essay, but it's an example, and I want to add some music to it. So let's go ahead and import audio here. This is a song that I selected from the Free Music Archive. It's just an archive of music on the internet that you can use for projects like this, and it's a song that I like. You can see that showed up down here, file names here. And we have our audio essay on top. Now this is really small because the song is longer. It's going to take up more space on this, but if I want to go edit any of my part, it's kind of small right now, so we can hit this zoom button. It's going to make it larger. In order to hear what we have so far, you can simply put your cursor here and hit the play button. Let's hear what it sounds like. If you want to pause recording, you can hit this pause button here, and we can unpause. Okay, that's not bad, but eventually I'm going to want this music to kind of fade out. And I'm going to leave it through this part of the intro because I kind of like the way that sounds. But about here, when I start talking about my actual article, I'm going to want the music to go away. Audacity has tools that let you fade in and out of audio very easily. We're going to look at some of those right now. So around here, I think, is where I want my audio to start fading out. So what I'm going to do is select this little bit of audio, and I'm going to have it overlap a little bit so that the music plays through over my voice, but then gradually fades out and just disappears. Now that I have that little bit selected, make sure that you have the stop button hit. That's going to allow you to actually edit some of this stuff. So if you go to your effects menu and everything's grayed out, go back and hit the stop button. But I want to go ahead and fade out. You see that once I select that, the audio gradually fades out of the track. What about all this stuff? So this is the rest of the song. I don't want this to occur over my voice as I'm speaking anymore. So I'm just going to select this, and then I'm going to hit the silence button. That's going to make sure that this is silenced. So we'll have a nice bit of music coming through in the intro, and then fading out as I get into the body of my essay. Toward the end of this, in your conclusion, say, if you want to fade that audio back in so that you can have a little bit of an outro, simply select the audio and then fade it back in. You can see that it starts getting louder, and here it is again. And we don't need any of this stuff here, right, because our essay isn't that long. So I'm going to select the whole rest of this song. And then you can simply hit this cut button. It's a little pair of scissors. I'll cut that audio straight out. You might need to do that several times for several different pieces of music throughout. Or if your track is really long like mine, you might have to cut several times. If you didn't leave enough space to add these transitions, intros and outros, you can also fix that. So here we have a nice bit of silence. I'll go ahead and select this, copy, and paste. That way you can lengthen your transitions in different parts of your piece. And if the transition is too long, you want to customize that, you can just cut it out again. A key thing here is to explore. Audio is really flexible, and it's important to explore different options that you have in your essay. So you might want to fade music in and out at different points. You might want to make your recorded audio a little bit louder. To do that, we'll amplify this. Go ahead and click Allow Clipping. And you can set this to whatever. Usually intervals of 5 or 10 are nice. It's going to make it louder. And you can also play around with a lot of these other tools. You can add echoes, equalize, invert it, level it out, do all kinds of different stuff. Play and explore. Audacity has a really nice undo feature. So if you didn't like it being louder, you can undo it. And this undo extends for quite a lot of actions back. So feel free to mess around and don't freak out if anything goes wrong. You could always just undo it. Let's say you're done. You're ready to export this as one audio file. You'll go ahead and File, Export Audio. And it's going to let you choose from all these different formats. MP3 is going to be the easiest one to access on a wide variety of devices. You can name it. And then export. That's going to tell you that this is going to be mixed together. This is the MP3 metadata, so you can edit this if you want. It's not going to show up unless it's on a computer. And now it is mixing our audio and exporting the file. After you're done exporting the raw audio, you might also want to save your Audacity project, which is separate from the audio that you just sent out. If you save this project, it's going to allow us to come back in and make edits. If we just open that audio file, it's actually just going to show up as a single track now. So you might want to save your project until you're absolutely done with your essay before deleting it, or just keep it long term in case you want to play with it later. Using these tools, you should be able to generate a really basic, easy audio essay using an editor like Audacity and some music that you grabbed from somewhere on the internet. Make sure to attribute those sources and also tell your users where they can find something like that if they want to listen to it as well. And that's it. You've now created an audio essay using Audacity.